Well, do you remember those trees I got from Dollar Spot Target? So I decided to actually have fun and decoupage a little bit. So they were, of course, gold, a little bit not to my liking. So I decided to paint them with the white chalk and then try to see if I can have fun with that napkin that I have that has a lot of patterns right on it and decoupaging. So as you can see, is I apply a very thin amount of Mod Podge to it. I'm going to let it dry slightly there. And then I'm going to try to see if I can play around. And of course, the polka dots are there. So I decided to use those in the middle. And now I'm starting with the stripes. The stripe portion of this napkin. As you can see, is I remove the plies, and my favorite way of removing the ply is just simply making the finger a little tacky and then just simply squeezing it. That's it. So now I'm thinking I'm going to apply the straight stripes. But then as I was looking at my napkin, I feel like because it is rounded, and it's really not rounded, it's sort of a flat rounded tree, I decided to apply it on the angle and just simply see what I can do. And as you can see is I'm not paying attention to my edges because I do want to burn something. So I wrapped it a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the pieces because obviously my pattern did not end the way I wanted to end. So I'm just, and thank goodness for the pattern. I can easily add on and touch whatever I'm missing there. And of course, I'm leaving a flyaways because I do want it to have fun. I had a bigger, more of those napkins to play around the way I wanted. So now I just have to add pieces here and there, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. Plus, I do have a different plan after that. So I'm adding, and of course, because I do want it to fire, I am going to start adding my napkins from the top to the bottom. So here we go. I light it up and let the fire do the trimming for me. It would be very difficult to trim this little edge on a very tight space. So here I go with my polka dot, and I should have actually, you see, as I'm learning, and I know I have at least 4 other trees, different sizes and different shapes. So we're going to do those, not in this video, but we're going to do some of them live. I already learned a lot from it. So now what I'm trying to do here is, I'm going to apply the Mod Podge all around, and then I'm going to cut the pieces of my polka dot napkin, and actually in strips, because it is going to be easier to install, especially when you are dealing now with the Mod Podge and the napkin now really going underneath that first layer. So I have to be crafty over here. So I need to cut the pieces and start applying. And because it is a polka dot and originally on this napkin, they are nicely, in a row, I'm going to make my, of course, jumpy. So as everything as I do. So let's see, I'm going to do the same thing, add the pieces that I'm missing and trying to see if I can get those polka dots looking pretty good. Thinking that decoupaging it right on a sort of a flat but slightly rounded, it's going to be easier. But on the top of it, that I do have to deal now with the pattern, I also have to deal with the curves of my tree. But you know what? I'm going to make the best out of it. And of course, in the areas that I do not like, I'm going to add embellishments just to make it prettier. So I'm decoupaging this. And of course, as I always say is, I do, for that kind of project, it's good to use the forgiving napkins. That means is the repeated pattern sort of scattered randomly, not, the way it is right now. But because I've seen similar trees at the MacKenzie Child catalog, I was like, okay, I do have a napkin, and so why don't I just try? Obviously, I could have painted too, but you know what? The whole firing, I didn't do it in a long time. So here I go. Start it up again. Let my flyaways be gone. So glad I did the decoupaging from the top. That was the thing that I thought about, because as you can see, is in some areas my paint is getting slightly marks. That's okay. We did it. Okay, good. Yeah, well, as I'm doing it, actually, let me tell you, you could have actually tucked it in under, but with the Mod Podge, that would have been another thing. Is, but of course, you know me, I need to bring some gold, so there was not the option for me. So here I go with a the third row. That means I'm using the stripes again, but this time the first ones were on the angle. The second one, I wanted to do it across. Well, as much as I can do it across. So we'll be just trying. I should have actually do it up and down. Well, but that's Agnes. I always think afterwards. I did not have you with me, so guess what? I'm making a mess when I craft alone. It's again, here goes my issue. My Mod Podge is holding my napkin. It does not want to slide underneath the second row. But you know what? I try to bend my tree slightly and see if I can do anything about it. So now I brought the little house, the wooden house. By the way, I have a craft kits in my shop, so don't forget to check those out. That I was just crafting with it too. I decided to bring a little bit of a height so it's easier for me to see what I'm doing, and I'm just squeezing with my tiny brush, makeup brush, and of course now look what happens. I really struggle over here. I can't get that napkin under. It's okay, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to literally treat my tree as don't look on the side kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm doing the one big strip going across, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the back. And obviously I'm going to try to meet those or have them look decent. Can see is I just cut a little bit of that napkin on the side, and I did wanted to make sure that my edges are nicely covered with the Mod Podge, so the napkin does not burn into the surface of my what's the name, the tree. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to clear all this out, fire everything. Of course, I applied the same thing on the back, and I'm going to fix the sides, fire this up. I'm telling you, this is so addicting. And it does look pretty cool, except the edges, not the edges, the sides. But that's okay. We'll just figure out what we can do with this. So for now, I am thinking, what am I going to do with the stand? I mean, it is gold, I do love the gold, but I do not like that kind of gold. So I think I will go a little bit with the gold leaf over this and see what I can do. But in the meantime, let me make those stripes working for me. Okay, so now I do have my gold leaf that I am actually thinking that I'm going to obviously do the base, but just the base and a little bit of a trunk, not on the inside, because that tree actually has the nice gold shade on the inside of it. You're not going to really see it much, so I'm not going to bother with gold, but with the gold leaf. But I do wanted to put the gold leaf right on the edges of my of each tier that I decoupaged on. Okay, so it does seem like everything is dry. The liquid gold dries pretty quick. So now I'm going just simply, I'm not going to stop in there. I'm also on the top of it, the gold. Now I love the diamond dust on everything. So I'm just going to diamond dust my entire tree right everywhere where I decoupaged. And I'm trying to keep the eye away from little boo-boos that happen in the crafting process. So hopefully a little bit of the diamond dust and some snowflakes later hopefully will work and make that tree look a little bit better. But it's again, I am having fun over here and learning, and I know, and of course I knew that, not to use that napkin, but I'm trying to make the best out of it. And I always suggest to all of you, do not give up, because there are always plan B, C, and D, and whatever that other plans are. Okay, it's Christmas, by the way, right? So I do have me some sparkle. So here I'm going to add even more, and I'm going to add my totally dazzle little accent right to the top of it to mark which way the tree should be facing, because I feel I do love it on that side. So here is a close-up. The diamond dust really does not show well on the pictures, but it does sparkle a lot, and I do love it. And I cannot wait to actually maybe tomorrow jump on and do something, maybe not decoupaging, or maybe a little bit more of those trees that I have from the Target Dollar Spot more. So see, I've added some snowflakes from Dollar Tree, and all is good. I actually do like this project, so I hope I inspired you to just have fun and not give up. Remember, there are embellishments out there. So it's again, thanks for watching, and I hope you're going to sprinkle it for me. Bye.